So, what is money? Because most people were never actually taught to answer that question. They just absorbed whatever their parents, whatever their teachers taught them and kept it moving. But strip away the opinions and the labels. Money is a conduit to a feeling, and that feeling is freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of choice, freedom to move through your life exactly how you want to move through it, and the ability to take the ones that you love with you for the ride. That's what you're really after when you say that you want more money in your life. That's the feeling. Oh, but the emotion tied to money is easier to pinpoint because money is love. Yeah, you heard it. That might go against your conditioning, but if your ears perked up a little bit, follow me. When you love a product, when you love a service and experience, you express that love through the energetic act of exchanging money. The dollar, the pound, and the yen are just physical symbols of the love that you have for something. You only spend on what you value, and you value what you love. Every transaction that you ever made is an expression of what you valued in that very moment. So, to change how money channels into your life, you change your relationship with it. And the number one way to change your relationship with money is to redefine money as an exchange of value. And if money is value, then the equation becomes even simpler. To make more money, you provide more value to the world. When you focus on providing value, you stop asking yourself how to get more money and you start asking, how do I provide more value? How do I make a bigger impact in other people's lives? Every single millionaire, every single billionaire that you can name is someone who figured out how to deliver an unlimited amount of value to as many people as possible. But before you can run this new wealth software, you have to uninstall the programs of your old belief system around money first. And I'm talking specifically about the beliefs that you inherited from others. That's right. They're not your own. What you heard from your parents at the dinner table, the doom and gloom you picked up from the news channels, from your teachers even, and most importantly, from the sermons that you sat through on every Sunday morning. All of that got downloaded into your subconscious mind when you were young and malleable, and it's been dictating your relationship with money this whole time. There are too many of these programs to name in one sitting, and that's not the scope of today's lesson. But the specific ones that you're carrying depend on when you were born and when you grew up. So let's start with one that almost every American has heard at some point, especially if you sat in those church pews a time or two. And that is, money is the root of all evil. If you fall within this bucket, then here's a bonus verse just for you. I'm sure you heard it. Again, I tell you, it is easier for the camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter into the kingdom of God. That's from Matthew chapter 19, verse 24. I want you to really ponder about what happens inside of you when your subconscious mind holds this conditioning and at the same time you're telling yourself you want to experience success. Now really sit back and think about this, because if success means having a lot of money and money is the root of all evil and exclusion from heaven, then your subconscious is running the math and it comes out like this. To have wealth means to be evil. We have ourselves a contradiction. There isn't a man or woman alive who genuinely wants to see themselves as evil. So what happens in your own mind when it starts working against the very thing that you say you want? You'll manifest the perfect conditions for self-sabotage. You'll undercharge. You'll let opportunities slip through your fingers, and you won't figure out. You won't figure out why, because on the surface level, you're doing everything right. Here's what you need to understand about this entire process though. Money is a neutral force, just like electricity. It carries no morality of its own, no good, no bad, no judgment about who's holding it and what they plan to do with it. Money only responds to frequency. It flows towards the person who is tuned to receive it, and it flows away from the man or woman whose inner world is still running a program that tells them that wealth and integrity can't live in the same body. Because your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development. That one sentence explains why so many people are out there grinding as hard as they can and still hitting that same ceiling every day of their life. The truth is that your outward success is always capped at your internal growth. That's your skills, your mindset, and an identity that you built from the inside out. If you want more from life, you have to become more. That's the whole game that we're playing. The outside world is always going to match the inside world because that's the rules of this game. Your income is a mirror to your identity. It reflects your habits, your mindset, and the value that you bring to other people all around you. And if you don't like that reflection that you're seeing, reading another book or binge watching another YouTube playlist is only going to get you so far. A change in identity requires consistent action to actually alter your habits and rewire the way you think. You have to move on what you learn. You have to take action. You have to let it become part of who you are at an identity level. This is where the law of attraction comes together without all the magical woo-woo stuff, because you don't pursue success out there in the world. You attract it by who you become on the inside.